Hi there, everybody. I'm Lisa, and I'm your host for this brand new channel, PuppetCon. Over the next few episodes, we will be previewing guests and workshops for the first ever PuppetCon here in Almonte, Ontario, which is on Friday, August 11th to Sunday, August 13th. Today, we have an amazing guest with us, and our first guest, I'm honored to say, is the reason we are all here. So I'm very proud to present and introduce the great Noreen Young.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. And welcome to my puppet room. It seemed to be a good backdrop for the interview.
Absolutely. And those are all puppets that you have made.
Pretty much. There's a few that were made by friends of mine, but not many.
Mm.
There's a little crab over there that was done by Matt Fichtner, and a rat there that was done by Ronnie Burkett. But they're mostly mine.
Okay. I love that Queen Victoria is sitting beside you.
Yeah, that's right.
And another local celebrity, which is Mrs. Claus.
That's right. Mrs. Claus appears at a local Christmas event, Light Up the Night.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we are again here today to discuss PuppetCon, but at first I would like to learn more about you and kind of what got you started into puppetry and your fascination with this amazing craft.
Well, it is an amazing craft. It's a very ancient craft. It's like storytelling that goes that far back. And I've always, as a kid, I was really interested in art.
Okay.
And for some reason, I sort of gravitated to building puppets. And then I went to art college and took drawing and painting and thought I'd like to be an artist. But I decided that I really, really liked puppetry, even though it was kind of nerdy at art school. It appealed to me. And so I got into building puppets and was inspired by a trip to New York City when I was a kid. We went to New York and stayed in a hotel, my parents and my brother and I, and there was a TV in the room, and we didn't have a TV at home, so I was able to watch some kids shows, and there was Kukla Fran and Ollie and Howdy Doody and a whole bunch of other shows that persuaded me that I would really like to make puppets.
Okay.
And so when I got out of art school, I decided to pick up on the puppet aspect of my life, and that's how I got started. And that was a long time ago.
And you stuck to it, of course.
Yeah, I did. I liked it very much because there were all aspects of different art, like sculpting and painting and costuming and set design and writing, producing. And it was like theater in miniature, which I really, really, really liked. And you could do a one-person show.
Okay.
Although I did drag my two brothers into it along the way, and one of them told me really to get lost, and the other one, my younger brother Stephen, he he had a real ability to be a good puppeteer, and he's stuck with it, and was one of the main characters on Under the Umbrella Tree, which was a show we did later.
Yeah, I remember watching that as a kid.
Yeah.
What got you started with Under the Umbrella Tree?
Well, it was an idea that I had with a friend of mine, Julie Voyer, and writer Ken Sobel came along, and we sort of worked out a concept and pitched it to the CBC, and eventually, after a number of years, they picked it up, and we did a pilot, and that worked out well, and so we started it in 1987, and it went for 4 years as a series, and then there was this half-hour specials, but it dealt with four characters. There was three puppets and a human, and the three puppets were Gloria the gopher, Iggy the iguana, and Jacob the blue jay, and the human was Holly LaRock.
Okay.
And we gave her character her name, so she was Holly, and the three puppets lived together in an apartment in an old house on Spring Street. And some people imagine that it was in Ottawa, but it could have been anywhere in Canada, in eastern Canada, I guess. And it was a show that was meant to help little guys, kids up to 8, I would say, cope with living. And it was a kind of a sitcom for kids, 15-minute show, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we took over the time slot of the Friendly Giant.
Okay.
And for a little while there, sort of people that didn't really particularly want us called us the Giant Slayers.
Oh.
But yeah, but they got used to us and they liked us. And it was a pretty popular show at the time. And there's quite a cohort that still are familiar with the characters and enjoy meeting up with Gloria and Jacob and Iggy. And we recently did a little special for the pandemic, like wearing masks and washing your hands and all that kind of stuff. And that was nice.
And you have Gloria with you today.
Oh, yes, you are. Yes. Yeah, right. Here she is. This is Gloria. I'll just put her on. There. She's a hand and rod puppet. Oops. Here we are.
Hi, Gloria.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, nice to see you.
Nice seeing you too. Thank you
Yeah,
for being here today.
You're welcome. Not sure where to look. Here I am. Hi, guys. Everybody's hanging on a shelf, hanging on a hook. Yep. Yeah, it was a really good time doing the show under the umbrella tree, because it was called that because there was a great big chaflura right in the middle of the apartment, which some people call an umbrella tree. So,
Oh.
and I lived under it. I had a little burrow underneath the umbrella tree, and Iggy lived on a bookshelf, and Jacob lived out on the deck.
Oh.
And Holly was the human character that kept us all together. Yep.
Sounds like a great family.
Yep. Was.
Is it-
Bye.
Bye, Gloria.
Back on my stick here.
There we go. Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing that show.
I imagine.
Yeah.
So what was the first puppet that you ever made?
Well, I made a dog, and I called him Basil the Beagle. And I made 3 versions of him. He first started out as paper mache, and then he became rubber and a couple of versions in rubber. But I have a picture of him here for you. And right now he's in an exhibit at the Canadian Museum of History.
Oh, wow.
It's called From Pepino to Paw Patrol, Childhood Memories of Television. And it's all about Canadian children's television shows right back from the 50s when television came into Canada. And I have 7 puppets in the display. And it's,
Wow.
yeah, and it's a good show. It's there until September the 1st.
Okay.
And it's been there for a year. It's a
Okay.
special exhibit.
What other puppets do you have in the display?
Well, I made Sam and Muffy for the show Today's Special. So they're there. And I didn't operate them. My friends Nina Keogh and Bob Dermer did. But the 2 puppets are in that exhibit, and also Basil the Beagle, the final version of Basil.
Yeah.
And he was from a show called High Diddle Day, which was my first series with CBC. And then I helped to make the Johnny the Lemming from an Inuk show that's produced in Iqaluit, and it's called Tukuganai. And Tukuganai is one of the longest running shows in Canadian TV. And I think it's been going about 30, 40 years. And they present it in the Inuktitut language.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I've got 7 puppets in that exhibit.
That sounds like an amazing exhibit. I will have to go check that out.
Yeah, you better. You got till September the 1st.
Yeah, okay.
So I did involve my brother Stephen in Under the Umbrella Tree. He performed as Jacob Blue Jay, and it's a while since that show. Oh,
Sorry, I have a cat that's trying to come on screen.
yeah, that he and I still do a few little shows around our town of Almonte, and it's nice to be asked.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you think your favorite puppet is?
Well, my favorite puppet is Gloria.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gloria the gopher.
Yeah.
She's going to be immortalized this summer. They're doing a sculpture of her, and she's going to be on a pedestal on the Alameda, which is now, it's a tree-lined walkway that goes right through Almonte, and on the walkway there are benches and different touches of sculpture, and so she's going to be there as a kind of tribute to me for having started being one of the founders of the puppet festival, Puppets Up International Puppet Festival.
That's so cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Will there be like a ribbon cutting ceremony as well?
I think so. I think it's going to be unveiled sometime in the spring or early summer.
Okay.
And I'm very honored that that was decided, and she's going to be, Gloria the gopher will be on a pedestal on the Alameda, and be there just for the walkers, the hikers, and the people that go stroll by. All the what do you call it? The SUVs? No.
Oh, all those the 4x4s that always go with it? Yeah. I'm sure they'll like it.
Yeah.
I noticed you have I should say King Charles now, puppet behind you.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. Is he looking forward to his coronation?
Yeah, I think so. I'll take him off. Oops.
You might need to make a crown for him now.
Yeah. This is the young Charles. Hello.
Hello.
Terribly sorry, but Camilla's not here with me at the moment. She's getting ready for the coronation. Going to be a grand gig. Yes, indeed.
Well, congratulations, King Charles.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Whoops.
So you mentioned Puppets Up. So how did the Puppets Up Festival start in Almonte?
Well, it started because there was a Chamber of Commerce here in the town, and they wanted some help in enlivening the main street, which wasn't doing too well at the time. And they wanted to have some events that would attract people to the town. And they asked me, along with some other people that were interested, to come up with some kind of a festival, a puppet festival. And so we started in 2005, and it was, well, the local newspaper had an editorial, and they said, Puppets Festival, I don't know how that will work. We don't, give it very much of a chance. And so we did the first year, and it was a huge success. People loved it, and it was this outdoor festival for families, all ages, and it brought a lot of people to the town. And the next year, when we did it again, because we did it every year, the paper said, they in their editorial, they said, okay, we get it. We understand now why Puppet Festival would be such a great attraction. And so the
Mm.
festival presented puppet troops, about, gosh, some years it was 12 or 13 puppet troops, and for families for all ages. And we went for 12 years. Every year we went, and at the end of the 12 years, we stopped because people were getting kind of burned out, and volunteers were getting burned out, and it just felt that it would be a good thing to stop it when we were on top, when we were in our, it was almost perfect.
Yeah.
Crazy, but it was also very scary financially. And so we stopped, and lo and behold, 6 years later, along came some new, fresh faces who said, would you mind if we try to um, revive the festival and let's have it again? And I said, no, gosh, if you want to, that would be wonderful. And they said, would you be the artistic director and help us get it started? And I said, yes, thank you, I'd like to do that very much. So we had it last year, the 2022. We had a revival of the Puppets Up Festival, and it took place on the Alameda. Because our main street was being ripped up at the time, and it was under construction, and so we that's where we had it, and we had tents and a parade, and 13 puppet troops, and it was very well attended, and it was great. And so at the end of it,
Sorry,
whoops,
cats.
yeah,
She always has to sit on me, but yeah.
okay.
Yeah, my favorite part of the puppet festival is the parade. I love seeing everyone
Yeah,
in their costumes, and the enthusiasm of the crowds and the kids, and everyone's taking pictures, and
yeah, it's great. And the people who have the look-alike puppets that I've built of them,
yeah.
they walk with their puppets, and people are kind of watching, find that kind of intriguing to see
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are some of the puppets that you've built for locals in Elmont?
Oh gosh, well, Baker Bob is and everybody knows Baker Bob.
Absolutely. Great
I
cookies.
did the mayor. I did our wonderful Mayor Lowry, and the guy and Sanjeev, who owns the gallery, the Siva Rul Rasa Gallery on Mill Street. And oh gosh, I've made about, I would say, almost 50 or
Wow.
60 look-alike puppets of people in the town, and they asked me to build them on as a commission, and I do, and it's fun. I mean, if they have a store, they maybe stick it in the window. If they have, Sanjeev has his in his gallery, and well, I can't think who else I've made so many. Yeah, but they're fun. Anyway, so at the end of the festival this summer on the 2022, it was decided that we wouldn't do it every year because it is kind of a huge amount of work for a lot of
Yeah.
people. And so we would have it every 2 years. And there are puppet festivals that do that already. There's one in France, in Charleville-Mézières. They go every 2 years. and there's one in the Saguenay, and they go every 2 years. And so, but on the odd number, like, so on all the even numbered years, we would have a full festival like it was, and like people are used to. But on the odd number years, like the one this year, 2023, it would be a different kind of event,
Mhm.
but it would be more towards the development of puppetry, and in the way of puppet workshops, or panels of people talking about the puppetry as an art. And so we're calling it a different name,
Mhm.
calling it Puppets Up Presents PuppetCon. So
Mhm.
it's called PuppetCon. And it's a whole new team that have been redoing the Puppets Up Festival, and who are now working on the PuppetCon. And I'm still the artistic director, in that I've been putting together the workshop leaders and the locations where the workshops will be. But it's stand back me and watch, because everybody's doing such a great job, and they're all new and fresh, and they've got great ideas, and they're pulling it together. And it's going to be a very interesting experiment to see how it works this summer, this Puppet Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's hope it works.
Yeah, so what are some of the workshops that are going to be taking?
Well, I just happen to have a list
Oh,
here.
excellent.
Yeah. Graham Soule from Montreal is doing an introduction to different types of puppets, so people will come and see what they all look like, and try them and see what they feel like when you're working them. Bob Stutt, who did Iggy the Iguana on Under the Umbrella Tree, he's coming to do a workshop on puppet manipulation, because he's a wonderful puppeteer and a wonderful teacher. And then Ingrid Hamster's doing making puppet costumes.
Ooh,
Ingrid is a professional. Ingrid Hamster is doing a costume workshop. She's a professional costume builder. And Emily Perlman's doing a writing workshop. And I'm actually doing one on modeling, like it's called sculpting in plasticine, because that's how I make my puppets. I start out with a plasticine
mhm.
model, which I cast, and pour liquid rubber into it, so that the features can move, like the mouth can move, and you can put a finger in the nose, and the nose can go up and down, and so on. So, and then Sarah Argue is doing a workshop in uh, for teachers and librarians on puppets in the classroom, like how to use them as teaching aids.
Oh, cool.
So there's quite a lot of different workshops. I won't bore you with all of them, but they're really a good mix. And we are having the Frogtown Mountain people coming back from Bar Harbor, Maine, and they're going to do a workshop in sock puppets,
Oh,
making
wow.
sock puppets for the family. And they're also doing a show. And there's another show for adults that is going to be presented by Francis, just a moment here. Adam Francis Prue, sorry, Adam Francis Prue. So there's a lot, and JB Arts is going to play a big part in these workshops, and there's one about being a puppeteer, and what you have to do to maintain your energy and your uh, sort of ability to project your character.
Okay. So it's really you got something for everyone with these workshops.
I think so. There are different aspects of puppetry, and it's for all ages. And they're the number of people in the group are controlled. I think some workshop leaders are prepared to take 20 people. Some would really like just to have 10 or 15. And so once you decide which workshop you want to take, get your name in quickly, because they'll fill up quickly, we hope. And but there will be 2 shows. The adult show for adults, the adult show for adults, yeah, by Adam Francis Prue, and it's called The Crow Family Murder Mystery. And
Ooh, how fun.
yeah, that's going to be quite funny. And then the Frogtown Mountain people are going to be doing a show for the family, and it's called Everybody Loves Pirates. And
Oh,
there are very popular puppet troupe that have come for most of the years.
very cool.
So, and there'll be panels too of puppeteers or puppet related people that will talk about what it's like to be a puppeteer and some of the raunchy aspects of being a puppeteer. And um, I think it'll be, it's certainly an interesting, it's a challenge to shape this event and decide what it's going to be like, and to interest a lot of ages, and
Yeah.
get people to come to Almont.
Yeah. Well, I think a con's a great idea, and and it's not your typical, just comics or, the kind of sci-fi stuff that, I'm involved with my Star Wars con, but like
Yeah,
it's like it's a whole different kind of art form, and I think people will really enjoy it and really like
yeah.
doing it. So, um
Well, I think con is a hot word at the moment
it
to
is, yeah.
attach to something, and it seems to turn a lot of people on. So anyway,
Yeah, so what are some of the locations that the con will be happening at?
okay, well, the festival, in for the festival, we use a lot of tents, and but we're not using any tents for the Puppet Con. We are using locations that already exist in town, because we will be having smaller groups. But the uh, Old Town Hall is going to be very much in service, and the Legion and the library, a church basement that is going to be used, and um, I've even persuaded the owner of the Superior Restaurant if he'd let us use his back room, and he was sort of surprised to be asked, but it hasn't been used for a while, that back room. The rest of the restaurant is quite busy, but he decided that he'd let us use it, so that's great. So that altogether there's 6 locations around town that will be used.
Okay, great.
Yeah, yeah.
Do we have a
So
date of when tickets are going to be available as of yet?
I can't tell you that now
Okay.
because it's in the works, but
Yeah.
it should be quite soon.
Stay
We're
tuned for ticket sales, guys.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Great.
So keep your fingers crossed. It's going to be great.
Is there anything you are particularly looking forward to?
Um, well, I- you mean for the Puppet Con?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just waiting to see how it all falls,
Yeah.
it all works together. And we actually do have a schedule,
Mm,
and we're going to have um, activities on the Friday, the 11th, and in the afternoon, and then Saturday and Sunday will be a mix of the workshops and panels, um, and the shows,
mhm.
and other things that we're working on at the moment. So we're deep in meetings and discussions and that kind of stuff.
Do you have any advice for people who wanna get started in puppetry and, where they can kinda start?
Well, there's they're puppet builders, and they're puppeteers, and the people that are a combination like puppeteer and puppet builder are fairly rare. I'm one of them. I had a long career in puppetry, and I had the two things going for me. But there are some people that just build puppets for other people to work, and they build puppets for shows that they're asked to do that. And then there are puppeteers that work puppets and they don't make any themselves. So
Okay.
you either, if you're artistic and you like to build, um, you can start by building your own puppet characters and shopping them around and seeing what people think. And um, when I was starting out a long time ago, I'd had a little basket full of puppets, and I would be knocking on producers' doors and saying, "How would you like my puppets in your show?" Some of them would just sort of say, "No, thank you, not at the moment." But because of the timing, and television was kind of opening up, and it was just, there were lots of opportunities, they would say, "Sure, you can be be on my show on Saturday night," or whatever. And so if you like to build, make your own puppets, just learn how to build them. If you want to be a puppeteer, that's a kind of acting and performing role. And get yourself some um, education in acting and voice, and learn how to operate a puppet. I mean, there are all kinds of different kinds of puppets.
Mm.
My friend Ronnie Burkett is a marionette performer, and he does both. He makes his own puppets, and he presents with them. And actually, he just put together a hand puppet show, which is a little bit smaller and more available for shorter runs. And anyway, yeah, I think that's the advice I'd give.
Oh,
Don't get discouraged.
yeah.
Yeah, nowadays there's so many outlets, but the competition is more than it was when it was starting out. And
Mhm.
the first show I did was called High Diddle Day, and that started in the 60s, and it went for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I had a 3-year show, Pencil Box, um, and that stopped after 3 years because we decided that it was a little bit dangerous in a way, because the show was presenting kids' stories in puppets, with puppets and actors and so on. But that some kids in their enthusiasm would be submitting stories that were out of a book.
Oh, okay.
So
Copyrighted already.
yeah, it was a little bit tricky. So then I was out on my ear for 7 years, and I was a independent producer, and
Okay.
I did productions for clients, and they were mainly educationally oriented. So I don't know, I'm talking a lot here, but
That's fine. We're just picking your brain because 'cause you're the expert, so
well, I've had a long career in puppetry, and it's been a wonderful career to do something that you love to do so much and to get paid for it. It's
yeah,
been great.
that's living the dream, yeah.
Living the dream.
Uh, yeah, well,
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate that you've been helping me build a puppet,
Yeah,
as
that's right.
well, and it's not finished yet, but we've got the stages of him coming along. So he's getting
And
there, we just still need to attach some of the eyes and the arms, but,
yeah, that looks good.
I
The Death Star
the Death
puppet.
Star. But
That's
yeah,
great.
I plan on having him at PuppetCon. So guys, I will be in a Darth Vader outfit with my Death Star, who I'm calling Deathy McDeathface. um, and there's an art festival in Ottawa, Noreen, that I know. I cannot remember the name of it, but I'll be there handing out some information for PuppetsCon. So if anyone's local in Ottawa, you can find us there during that festival,
It's
which is
the new art festival, and it used to be called Art in the Park.
okay.
And yeah, and I think it's it's June the 10th and 11th.
Yeah.
That's right. And you will be walking the pathway and with somebody who's handing out information about PuppetCon in
Mm,
Almonte. Yeah.
yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah, it will be. So we'll see how people like my Darth Vader impression.
It'll be good.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Noreen, of course, for joining us today in this first episode for
Yeah.
PuppetsCon. There will be more episodes coming over the next couple of months leading up to the PuppetCon event. So we'll stay tuned, of course, for that. We'll have some notices on who the other guests will be, and then we'll be posting the information for the con as well as tickets and when that happens in the descriptions of the videos below.
And you can check out our website too, I guess, and
Yeah. Yeah. What
see.
is the website?
Uh,
I'll put it in
I
the
think
description.
yeah.
Well, great. Well, again, thank you for
Okay,
joining
thank
us.
you. Thanks, Lisa.
And no problem. So thanks again, guys, and stay tuned for more episodes. And of course, come to Elmont on August 11th to 13th for PuppetCon this year. And next year, again, we'll be resuming to Puppets Up as well. Great.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
You've been watching the PuppetCon podcast with host Liisa Mountain. Stay tuned for more episodes with special guests coming soon. First ever PuppetCon will be held in Almonte, Ontario, August 11th to 13th, 2023. Tickets and programming can be found on the PuppetCon website, puppetsup.com/PuppetCon. All images and media are not intended for copyright. PuppetCon, this is the con you're looking for, with puppets.